I think what you said.
She said the
The
cookie.
leftover cookie.
To order. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes? And do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll motion.
Okay, Jeff, a motion, a second,
Second.
Allison, a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those opposed say nay. All right. Meetings are the minutes are approved. That looks like we have.
Sorry. Who were my first and second? I didn't get it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff and Allison.
Thank you.
That looks like we
Madam
have.
Chair, we have guests there if Renee wants to introduce them, so.
Awesome, we have visitors.
No, they're not visitors.
Oh, they're not visitors, okay.
No, they're not.
Okay.
So I didn't know if we were I was gonna get to them in the new business, but
Okay.
I want to introduce you all to our new Public Works Director.
Oh, awesome, exciting.
Sinan Altaslan. I just started this week.
Okay.
That's
Day
pretty
three.
new.
Day
Yeah.
three.
Welcome.
Thank you. I have a background in municipal public works. I previously worked for City of University. In relation to what your purview is, we had the Loop Special Business District in the Delmar Loop area. Mr. Joe Edwards was a major contributor with the business activity there, and there were other business owners in the area, worked together on various projects. And then, as you know, the Delmar Loop trolley project came along, and that was a major disruption plus recreation and everything all together with that. And improvement projects, street lights, decorative street lights, installation, and special events, a lot of special events type of work there. Completed that. Worked also in the private sector off and on in my career. That brought me to the very beautiful city of Webster Groves. I'm very excited to be here.
Great. Welcome.
And we also have our new Director of Planning.
I'm Robert Myers, and I'm really happy to be here. We started on the same day, so I say that we're brothers and brothers. And day three, I guess. But my background is I've got 30 years of experience in planning at the city, county, and regional levels in, I think, 5 states. And anyway, it's involved both long-range planning, permits, floodplain development, some special business district works, historic preservation, some facade grants, some things like that. So maybe that'll be pertinent to what you all are doing.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chris.
So
Sorry, I didn't account for school buses.
You know that 8:05 thing we canceled? Yeah. Maybe. Back to the 8:05.
Knowing you all, you're halfway through the agenda already.
You met the new guys.
We
Oh,
just
good.
had the new
Yes.
Our fantastic new.
Yeah, that's
Hello,
all.
new guys. Okay, all right, so we don't have any visitors. And so we'll move into old business and the streetscape project update.
Madam Chair, I'm just, so you know, I'm going to be off camera because I have low bandwidth warnings, so I don't want to lose the meeting. So I'll stay with you on audio here. We're going to tag team this one between Renee and I. We've got our RFP ready. Obviously, you just met our director who's 3 days in. He hasn't had a chance to even read what RFP he's putting on the street yet. So we did want to give him that option. I expect it'll be on the street here, but through middle of next week. So. And our director looks very confused about what option I'm giving him. And so I will make sure we'll brief him.
okay, which are
Yeah, I'm gonna go this way, because if he can be seen, you have to be seen too.
So Eric, what is, just a general overview, what are you putting out in the RFP? What's the request for?
It's for engineering services. So we need an engineer of record for the streetscape that goes parallel with the county's construction project on Big Bend. So we're funding that, the decorative and historic streetscapes and things that we have talked about in our the wish list that we've had put together, what do you all want? And so the person that will actually help do that, the engineering firm, excuse me, and cost that out. Renee, anything I missed from your experience and work on the backside?
No, that's the first step, get the engineering design.
So this is our vision versus the county's vision, right? So things that we want.
It is our products that we want in the streetscape. I want to be very clear. It's the roadway part is the county's, that part of that they briefed us on. And so, I would bluntly say to reopen the Baker intersection beyond what the plans are now is going to be very futile and will likely, upset the partnership we have with the county. And we've got them in what I think is a good spot. I don't want to speak for the mayor, but we've worked long and hard to get the county in a good spot where they want us to be helpful and, such. So I think we've got the roadway plan that we know. It's now, how do we beautify the district and add that charm that you all want to see, that I've heard from you all for the past couple of years as we've talked about this.
Any other questions on that?
Move forward.
All right, the facade improvement grant parameters.
Madam Chair, you and I met, and I'm hopeful that Word is going to load on my personal computer here in time. I think it has, so I'm going to try to share my screen to put a Word document up about the facade grant. You should be able to see that here. This is right on our website. You can find it under the administration tab, the city website. But the chair and I met last week, and we just discussed about in Crossroads, you have not had many applicants over the past years. So how do you encourage applications? But you also have some new businesses that will have repeat opportunities. And so we over a good sandwich came up with the idea of trying to put some time strictures in the fiscal year to really allow new business that hasn't gotten a facade grant in the last 2 years preceding to be able to have the first 3 quarters of that fiscal year, 9 months to apply, to send in an application that you all can act on. And then if no one does, those repeat customers, I'll call them that, can come back and apply for another facade grant right away in the 4th quarter. So that just really to give a time element there for new businesses that have not received it. And I think also, quite honestly, the only communications about the program that exist are your word of mouth, telling folks, and what's on the city website, which of course is not, for many of our business owners, is not the place they go to find out every possible thing that they can get their hands on. So there's probably some communications development of collateral to come out of this as well.
Sounds reasonable and generous.
Conversation.
Right.
Yes.
So did anybody have any questions about that? Some questions were coming up that, what if somebody keeps repeatedly applying for a grant before somebody who has already got a grant, who hasn't had the opportunity to get an application in. So we thought a fair process of doing it was, if you're a repeat customer, if nobody's applied in the first 3 quarters, then it's open season 4. And then we do it the same as we've done in the past. We have 1 per year unless we want to add. And then as we get closer to the streetscape, if we want to reserve monies for any reason, then we just pull the grant back for that year.
Makes sense.
So does everybody understand that?
Yes.
That sound good, Chris?
Actually read it.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the dollar limit on the grant?
It's 2,000,
Yeah.
but you have to have spent 2,000 or more on your facade improvement. Is that also good for everybody?
Do we have anyone now that's supplied that this would affect? Anybody that's requested a grant this year?
Not a new one. No, the last grant approval was for Descendant. And I don't believe that facade has been approved yet, so we haven't seen that come through.
Right. I'm waiting
But that-
on landlord.
Right, so that was on our last, but it'll affect in this budget year.
My group's waiting on insurance on that part for the
Wanting-
awning cover.
So then, Eric, do I need a motion to approve this then?
Yeah, Madam Chair, if you could have a motion to make this the recommendation, and then this is a program that in the past has not received explicit council approval. So I just need to clarify with the city manager and attorney if they can make the change or if I need to bring it to council. But in case I need to go to council, I would like to have the motion of the commission so that I can represent it accurately.
Okay. So if I can get a motion to recommend this as our recommendation as our council.
City council.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can,
Okay, so Allison is and a second for that motion.
You need to state what your motion is.
I would state that we give this application offer to the city council for approval for our group, our district.
And then Julia will second. And Julia will second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, so we would like to move that forward to city council for our recommendation area.
Great, we'll get it done.
Okay, and then let's move on to new business.
Are we gonna talk about the CID?
I was gonna ask, are we gonna talk about the CID for the new business?
If you're looking to me, we
I
can
am.
certainly talk about the CID. Yes. So I think it is important, and I think this is a conversation outside of executive session. I think starting next month, you'll likely see the agendas just continually have executive session on for your meetings in case it is necessary about something in the CID process to talk in a closed session for you. So I think the fundamental thing that we'll need to figure out here now that BDC has pivoted away from a CID proposal for the city is what is the timeline to really engage council to get them a pre-meeting so they understand CID. And Mayor, I'm looking at you to make sure I'm in line with your thoughts for council. But also then, from that meeting, then transition into a meeting between you two about the recommendation. And I would guess probably starting in closed session so we have an understanding between the two major parties that need to be involved about what the petition will contain. And then I think hopefully in good partnership conversations about what are the pitfalls that may come out of this, situation, other issues with other areas around the district and such that may arise. And so I don't want to go into all of them this morning. What I'm really getting at is I think we're probably looking at a Q1 of 25 at the earliest. And I want to make sure to involve Miss Tyler because obviously I'll be transitioning out. So I want, her to be fully involved in this scheduling as well. So I don't want to just make a decision for you all and for the staff and for the council, but I'm thinking that's about our path and timeline.
That's good.
Madam Mayor, anything that from your perspective from the council?
Only that I think, knowing this council, and we always have lots of questions, that initial conversation, because there may be more than one, the greater level of specificity that you can share with council, probably the better off we are.
Okay.
Because Eric or Renee or somebody can do sort of the overarching view of what a CID is, but then council's going to want to know, what do you want for this particular one?
And then looking forward to holiday, I've talked to a few other of just the retailers and we're looking at doing another one of the holiday open houses in Crossroads like we did last year. One of the dates we're looking at is December 15th, which is a little bit later, but it's not when anybody else is doing it. And Sylvie D's already has Santa booked for that day.
Okay.
So that's helpful. It's one less thing that we have to orchestrate. But most of the other business owners that I've talked to have really just said, we can get the decorations out as early as possible. Like, it seems like everybody's like, we're always last to get them. So I don't know, if we can put a word in somewhere. On that note, whoever did the planters this summer did an incredible job.
Right.
They were so nice.
Yeah.
They're
Compared to
huge.
last summer.
Yeah. What decorations did we have last year? Like those deer? Do you remember?
Did we have deer? No, we had they were like the penguin,
Oh, yes.
The
Top of
the ornament,
Yeah.
that we made out of the globes from the
Yeah,
lamp posts.
Uh-huh, yep.
Okay.
That's it.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's hard to just look at your picture, Eric. Okay, so how do we coordinate to make sure that we have our holiday decorations out early enough for?
Boy, that camera's way up there. I will take care of that. So in the past, because of the event schedule in the other two districts, that's driven when the event things need to go out and such. And so yes, unfortunately, that means you have been last on the work order list, but we'll make sure if you give me a priority date, and certainly all of December is a priority to have decorations out. I say that all subject to staff and, you know, being able to make sure we have enough people to turn around really right after Halloween to turn around the city.
Right, I was just gonna say, the day after Halloween, I'll see the.
And then speaking of Halloween, are we doing a Webster Bride trick or treat again?
I haven't heard,
Okay,
but
The other two districts are.
we are, okay,
I would like to participate.
okay.
So last year you had me help you with that.
Yeah.
Is that what you wanna do
Yep.
again?
Yes.
Can someone talk to Ellen to see if he's
Yep.
got the artist to update the map?
I will talk to Ellen. Do we know the date on that?
It's the Saturday before Halloween. And the graphic artist that does the poster is already on board.
One other thing I wanted to,
28th,
yeah,
next September, sorry.
that's a pickleball.
Yeah.
September.
It's the 26th. And 26th.
I was wondering how you guys felt about, or if there was in the budget. A business owner in Kirkwood told me that the city gifts every business a wreath to hang on the door. I was wondering if that could be a nice thing we could do for the Crossroads business owners.
So most of us have those.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean,
those of us that are missing them, I'm sure we can make some coordination with that. So we did it that we had wreaths and you decorated them according to what your business
Oh,
was.
fun.
So mine is like decorated with snowflake toothbrush, made out of toothbrushes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the business, and then Webster itself would put up huge wreaths in our district and they put one on my building and it was stolen in short order by someone. They just came up and clipped it off my building. It took, I mean, it was huge. So we could definitely do it. Just make sure you hang them high.
Lock them down. I just think that would be a nice way to kind of bring some
I don't.
unity, yeah, and just
Yeah,
kind of
whatever.
spruce it up, and it would just be a nice gesture, I think business owners would.
I think we can purchase them as a business if you're out. We can put it out there and find out who still has theirs. Cause every business was given one. This is probably 5, 6, you know, I'm gonna say 5 years ago, so it probably means like 8 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Maybe 10 years ago.
Maybe 10 years ago, you know, I always think it's much shorter than it was, you know.
Yeah, so I've been at Lewis since like 15. I don't think he's.
No, he has one.
More than 4, because I've been here 4 and I don't.
Lewis definitely has
Okay,
one, yeah.
yeah.
So, and I'll measure mine. I'll send you a picture of it and we can.
It's like 4 feet. Isn't it?
No,
big one?
the big one was that big, but, the ones that were given to each district, I'll measure, I don't think it was that big, so. But the
It's
really
nice,
large
though.
one that the city of Webster put up was about 4 feet, and somebody stole it off the building. Like, where do you hang a 4-foot roof? You must have one hell of a house,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, great.
Which I'm not opposed to another wreath going up there, Mayor, but we need to hang it higher, that's for sure.
Like your flag.
I mean, it was wired to the building and they came up and just
Your flag.
jumped out of a truck and with wire cutters and cut it off.
Not
So you're
the
gonna-
business.
Find out who has them and
Who has,
Needs
I'll
them,
find out
right.
who has them and, you know, where we can purchase more for those who don't, so. Cool. So, cause I remember, it was back when Port of Paints was there,
yes,
cause they had a big, yeah,
yes.
okay, so it's been a while.
Embroidery the Occasion still has theirs and puts it up every year.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
citywide.
every business in Webster got it, just not our district, so. So I'll look into the race.
When you're talking about somebody stealing something, I have to say that, the car that I have my tenant on Alma, his tires were slashed. 3 tires. 2:30 in the morning. Got it on camera. Got to call in the police so we can talk with the new policeman, but back him yet. We've sent 5 or 6 videos of kids coming up and banging on the door. And
Yeah.
now it's escalated.
Yeah, we've been giving video to the police too.
Very simple.
There's a suggestion that we might be able to put a camera down Alma on the Lewis building. It's something I wanted to talk to the police about to get license plates because
Oh,
cameras that we
flock
have.
camera?
Yeah, because we're having a shot like this and you don't get the license plate. The car stopped right in front of the house, drove by, stopped in front of the house, ran up the driveway. I think they only got 3 tires because he's got a light on it. And I think when they got up to the front left, the light came on and they didn't get to the front right.
Okay.
Hey, Allison, we're putting on the front of the brick building, we're putting a license plate camera to grab anyone coming out of Alma in the next month. We're redoing all of our cameras and they're all gonna be upgraded to 4K and then they'll have license plate readers.
Excellent. I'll let them know.
Is there like a database somewhere, something maybe the police department does that says like which businesses have cameras? Cause like I have cameras, Chris has cameras, but it'd be nice to know like who's got a shot of what, maybe see what coverage we have
You know, I
between
don't
all
know
of
that
us.
there is a database. So, there, it is optional and you need to report to the police department that you have one.
Okay.
And then they keep a record of who's told them that they have a camera.
Okay, good to know. I'll do that.
And the videos that you send to them accumulate. Oh,
Okay, so Fran, I'll get with Alan, then he can coordinate with you about the other businesses that are participating for the map.
Sure. In
Okay.
other words, you want me to send out a notice like I did last year?
Yeah.
No problem.
Now that we're bouncing back and forth.
Okay, sorry about that. What I will do too, Heidi, is I will let you know who the businesses are that I do have an email.
Mhm.
Because I may not have an email address for everybody.
Okay.
Because if they don't supply it, I won't have it.
Right.
And then we can identify who doesn't have it.
Great, thank you. Okay. Move on to the BDC update.
BDC, we are hosting a happy hour next Thursday at Clover in the Bee from 5 to 7 p.m. in partnership with the chamber. You don't have to be a member of the chamber to come. Everybody gets one drink ticket. We just are hoping to have a less formal version of like the coffee hours that we're doing that have more like a informational aspect to them. This is just to hang out, meet people and network. So that's next Thursday. What time? 5 to 7 p.m. at Clover in the Bee. And then we also have our business coffee on September 18th at 8:30 at the Recplex in the Cheyenne Room. And we are going to be talking about CIDs. We're also going to be talking about CIDs to give districts the information if they wanted to create their own CID. We're also going to be talking about the tax economic development sales tax option to kind of just gauge people's feelings on that. And then there's also going to be information from Green Dining Alliance on grants and that program. So we're looking forward to that as well.
You want to talk about the collaboration meeting?
Oh, yeah. This Friday, here, we are doing a collaboration of business owners so we can kind of lay out a marketing calendar with events for the end of the year. So we can all just get on the same page. And so we can just kind of supply Tierra essentially with what's going on with everybody for holidays, open houses, make some type of master calendar. And we are also looking into doing a Webster Wonderland marketing push. So there maybe be like a little video and encouraging people to get up their decorations around the same time and just really unified holiday shop local Webster message. So if anybody wants to come to that, it's this Friday.
This room?
In this room. At
8:30?
8:30.
Anything else for the notes? All right, city update. Chris, you wanna? offer your-
Madam Mayor, and then I'll fill in any.
Okay,
I just will raise a couple of things. First, last night we got a presentation from Lakota Group, who's doing our comprehensive plan with their first, it's their summary of their engagement activities that they did through the late spring and early summer. You can read that at journey2wg.com, and I encourage you to do that. It's full of interesting things, data about the city, but also what they heard in terms of kind of preliminarily thinking about their recommendations. They will be at the Gazebo Series as a pop-up event to hear from residents then. And then there is an event at Webster Rock Hill Ministries on Thursday. I believe it's 5 o'clock. If you want to talk to them, hear from them about the comprehensive planning process.
Tomorrow, Thursday?
Yes, tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah, today's Wednesday, isn't it? So we're about halfway through that process, but there's still going to be opportunities for people to weigh in on it. The second thing I'll tell you is you can expect some sort of event in the fall. Last night, the council voted to name the sculpture garden after Jerry Welch. The Arts Commission, I believe, will put on some sort of dedication sometime this fall. So we'll let you know when that happens. I think that's it for me.
and Chris, your pickleball is in September, is that correct?
Yeah, we're on the last Saturday, September 28th. It is from 8:30 to 4:30. We're gonna shut down a big chunk of Gore, and we're hopefully we'll have all the events we had minus the vendor village from last year. So it'll be a little bit bigger. There's almost 200 pickleball players look like they're gonna be playing.
Oh, nice.
We are short some cars. If anyone knows any classic cars that want to be in the car show, and we could always use more sponsors or partners, and we have a need for a band. We're still short one band, so we're scrambling to try to get a few things. There is a website, pickleballtournament.net, that lays out all the activities, all the registrations, all the sponsors, the day's activities, from the petting zoo to everything going on. So pickleballtournament.net, if you guys, and if anyone can help with anything, we greatly appreciate it. And Allison, I think Sharon has a special card that's been sitting in here for you for a long time that you've never come to get.
Now I walk by with the dog and then I don't come in that building and yeah, I'll get there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your support.
Madam Chair, if I just briefly can on pickleball, and then one other issue, pickleball, we had a great meeting. Deputy Manager Tyler was part of that, I believe, and her departments, but great meeting with Chris and his team and all of our departments to go through public safety plan and all those kinds of things. You're probably going to see a couple of our newer higher barricades. They're called type 3 barricades, the taller, more visible ones. And then also city vehicles helping to obstruct the ends as we look at safety and those issues. One of the new police chief's requests. I just wanted to make you aware of that, but Chris's team has been great and working with us on all those permit needs and such. So appreciate that. Just wanted you to be aware why there's so much hardening of the infrastructure for the event happening in certain spaces. And then also just to briefly point out, Chief Aceves is being invited, is on the agenda for all the bid districts and the BDC next month to introduce himself and his leadership team. So you will have him in your meeting next month on the agenda.
Which is on the 11th instead of the 15th.
That's right.
Yeah, you moved it because of the coffee.
Right.
All righty. Okay, anybody have anything else? Nope. Our next meeting is September 11th. Everybody okay with that? Like bringing in that anniversary. Yeah, all right. And we're moving back to 8 o'clock on that one, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did on
The
the
traffic flow by then.
Yeah, perfect. Well, we tried. Hopefully by then we got it down. All right, okay, would somebody like to motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Okay. And can I get a second?
There we go.
Yes,
Okay,
everybody.
okay, we'll stop that. Do we have anything from?
No.
Okay.
You guys have some for me.
Keep an eye on Alma, please,
On what?
on
Yeah, we
Alma.
did talk about it.
Yeah, and some video has been sent in.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
And without, you haven't heard back yet. have you?
I have not, no, but I don't know. I can-
Video or what?
Well, the tires were slashed
Oh, okay.
last week,
Gotcha. Okay.
keep an eye on it.
Okay.
The Digital Strike says they're going to try to put a camera reader, license plate reader on their brick building,
Okay.
which might help. Cause I was suggesting one down on the Lewis building that would go down Alma to see license.
Okay, so,
I'm in here with the motion.
so Julia has motion to adjourn. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Jeff will second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.